Welcome to the goals of this channel. My name is Marcus Gardner. Now, the goal of this channel is to make you a successful programmer. Now, to be a successful programmer, you need to be confident in multiple programming languages, including object-oriented languages. So that is why we are going to cover, at a minimum, Python, C, and Pro-C. You need to be able to work with databases. Databases will be very important as a programmer. And you need to be able to work with Unix or Windows. Now, if you don't have Windows and you have, say, a MacBook, that's okay. All right. We'll get you to a Unix box to make sure you're able to get around on Unix and things like that. It's not so important that you be able to use Windows because most of the jobs will be Unix. Okay? But if you have Windows, that's great. Okay? We'll still give you a Unix box to practice on. You need to be able to debug your own code and others. And you need to be able to create programs from specs. Now, who are these classes for? The Python sequence that I'm going to offer is for anyone in middle school or above. Now, I realize there are competitors out there that offer Python for 7-year-olds. This is not going to be for them. Okay, what they are doing is they're providing a block of code and they're telling you to put in this little piece and yay, you're programming. Sorry, this is not for them. Okay, you're going to be learning Python from the ground up. You're going to start with a blank sheet and you're going to create everything for Python. And so that's why you need to be able to be in at least middle school or above. Now, the C, Pro-C, and Oracle sequence is for anyone in high school or above. C is quite a bit harder than Python, in my opinion. So that's why I said you should be at least high school. This is also includes people who want to change careers. Okay, many times people graduate from college and they find, I don't like the degree I have, I don't like the job I want, and they want to go back. Or they find out, their job doesn't make enough, and they want to go back into programming perhaps. Well, this will be perfect for them. Okay? Anyone who has not programmed before. Okay? Now, who is this class not for? Anyone who has been a programmer before. Why is that? Because you will find my classes boring and very slow. Now, I realize there are lots of Python classes out there that says for the beginner. And sure, they start slow. But then they start going faster and faster and faster. Well, that's not what's going to happen with my class. My class is going to go slow as a snail. All right, so it's from the very beginning all the way to the end. Why is that? Because I believe that anyone who is a good student can be a programmer. Okay? Most of those other training classes are for people who were destined to be programmers. Those with great math skills, can really analyze things, etc. I'm going to teach you how to do all that. Okay? So, as long as you're a B student and you've never programmed before, this class is for you. But if you programmed before or you're super smart, you're not going to like this class. So please don't even sign up. You're going to give me 1 stars and say, this guy's so boring. He goes too slow. Okay? My goal is to help everybody else. Okay? So how is this class different? This class will be geared to the lowest level. For example, when I teach the Python sequence, I'm going to pretend you are in middle school. I am going to talk to the class as if you all are all middle school students. That way, everybody can learn Python well. When I teach the C and Oracle sequence, including the Pro-C, I'm going to pretend you all are high school students. I'm going to teach you at the level of a high school student. So that way, everybody can learn well. The class will be very slow. Okay? It's very detailed. You're going to be doing project after project after project. You're going to say, well, we already learned this. Yes, but do it again. Make sure you understand it. Okay? So it's very heavy in projects and assignments. This way, when it comes time to get a job and they ask you some questions, you'll be like, oh, that's easy. I've already done this before. Or it's just like this other program I've already done. So you will be able to get a job as long as you cover everything in this sequence. Okay? Each class will have a PDF, which will have class notes and homework. There will be totally optional tests where you can check your learning and get personal feedback. If I get enough students, there will be totally optional labs where you can get some help with your code and projects. My goal is that you can take this class completely free without paying anything. So don't even take my optional tests. Don't take my optional labs. Why? Because there are lots of places on the internet, for example, in Facebook groups and other websites that can help you free with your homework. Tell them, I'm stuck at this. How do I do this? Somebody will be glad to help you. So reach out, search for those groups, get help. Don't pay me anything. Take my class for free. Okay? What will you learn in these classes? You'll learn how to work in Unix and Windows if you have Windows. But most important is the Unix. But if you have Windows, great. But I'm going to show you how to use Unix also. But you can also work on Macs. Okay? Python is great. It works in everything. Okay? Practically everything. You're going to learn Python 3. You're going to learn C, Pro C, SQL for Oracle or other database. My goal is to get Oracle, but Oracle's very expensive. So I'm going to see what I can do about that. I may have to satisfy myself with MySQL or other database, but I'm going to try hard to get the Oracle. More things dealing with databases. For example, ERDs and entity relationship diagrams. Those are very important when dealing with databases. Don't worry about that now. You'll learn about it later. And then maybe some more things, or maybe some more languages. Okay. Totally free. So how can you help? The 3 most important things to me. 1, subscribing. 2, tell your friends about my course and ask them to subscribe. And 3, mention my course on all your social media links. If you can do this, then YouTube can help pay me. And I won't need any donations, okay? You can consider making a $2 donation to PayPal every once in a while, but only if you can afford it. But again, it's not necessary, especially if you can do the first 3 items. That is the most important. I hope you enjoy my class, and I hope you'll tell everybody about my class, okay? So, shall we get started? Thank you very much. Have a nice day.